Welcome everyone, this is John with Living in Our 50s, and we're out in the country today. Went to go help a friend with their furnace. So I'm bringing the furnace home to dive deeper into it. It's more than just a fix there on site. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Got in another good workout with Maya today. We're going to bump it up to 3 times a week because I've missed a few sessions, so I've got some stacked up that I need to probably use up over the next 4 weeks. Kick it into high gear. Try to build some muscle and get rid of some of this fat. But yeah. So on my way out here today, it was weird. Yesterday I had to deposit some cash at the bank. You know, sometimes customers pay with cash, so I stopped by the bank to deposit that, and I saw this thing up on the window there at the drive-thru about, what was it, something about pillars or PILLARS or something. I don't know if it's somebody's name or what it was, but anyhow, it was like a WebEx, I think what it was, like some kind of video conference thing, or like 30 minutes, noon to 12:30 today, through my bank, which is First United. Now back up, because when I first moved to Sherman, I opened up a bank account there because I just started an LLC. I wasn't really sure what I was going to use the LLC for or anything at the time, but I knew I wanted one because I wanted to have my own business. So I just went ahead and set one up, got that done. I opened up a bank account, had all that ready, and then I decided to go into the RV repair business. So, you know, it was a little easier just setting up a DBA for that. But anyhow, I tell you all this because when I was setting up the bank account, what was neat, really cool to me was, you know, I went there because I don't know what was wrong with her. Now I think I know, but you know, it's just, you know, I go there and open up this bank account, and she said, well, let me just pray for your business. I was like, what? I couldn't believe somebody was praying for my business. So today, their WebEx about how do you share your faith? How are you sharing your faith these days, or something like that? I can't remember exactly how it was worded. And so they had this lady on there that she's been with the bank for like 3 years, and she talked about how she'd gone on this missions trip to was it Belize? I think it was Belize. And she said, wasn't the first mission trip she'd been on, but she was 31. I remember saying she was 31, and this guy came over to her and said, I think we need to be praying for the workers here that are pouring the concrete, you know. And she's like, oh, okay. He goes, go ahead. And she's like, well, I never, no. She goes, no. You know, she tells the story that she had never prayed out loud before. And I, you know, when I was an associate pastor at a church, I ran into this a lot where people were uncomfortable praying, and I always would just call on and bow my head, you know, and just wait to see if they would start praying or not, because a lot of people are scared to pray out loud. They're like, I don't want to sound stupid, I don't know enough, and all this kind of stuff. Well, it has nothing about how much theology you have in your head. It has nothing to do with that. You're just talking to God. That's it. I did a sermon one time on Our Daily Bread. Our Daily Bread? Is that what? The Lord's Prayer. Why did I say Our Daily Bread? Had something to do with Our Daily Bread. I can't remember why. But anyhow, on the Lord's Prayer, and I broke it down, you know, how God gave us the example. Jesus walked us through it, through the Lord's Prayer. You know, and I broke everything down and all that kind of stuff. I don't remember exactly everything I said back then, but anyhow, she prayed out loud, and it just, I mean, she just took off like a rocket after that. Now she's like the women's pastor or lay leader, whatever it is. I'm not sure what her position is, but yeah, it was just kind of cool that she was, God used her in that moment overseas at 31 to pray out loud, because eventually she did. She didn't pray that right then, but later that night she had to pray for, I think, dinner, and then she shared about she had to do a devotion the next day or something like that. And everything was lining up for her to do that, and she didn't have any clue. She had no idea that that's how God was going to use her. And now she's in our prayer ministry. She leads that, I think. Yeah, my wife and I, we used to lead a prayer ministry there at our church in the colony when we were with Horizons Church. It's no longer Horizons anymore. They joined with another church, but anyhow, it just reminded me of how God used us in that brief moment to help the community to branch out, in prayer, praying in different, for different things, having, structured prayer versus, unstructured, I guess. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm going through a school zone. I'm probably not supposed to be doing this, going through a school zone, am I? But anyhow, well, I'm hands-free, so why not? But, yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool. And what's cooler is that my bank, they talk about their faith. That's what's cool to me. So I'm glad I bank with them. I'm glad I chose First United Bank. Pretty awesome. I was out just now trying to help a friend with their furnace. Like I told you, I got a call from another friend that he's got a problem with his slide, and it's a Schwintek slide, and those are my least favorite slides, really. I'll see one day next week if I can get over there to him and get that thing fixed. But we're going to have life group tonight. We're going out to dinner. Yeah, I like getting out and driving a lot, because you get to see different things all the time. Now, this is not a route I've never been, but things catch you. You don't notice some things sometimes, and then other times you may have driven by it 20 times and didn't notice it. And now I do, and I see it. So it's just kind of cool sometimes just to get out and drive. We like driving through the country anyhow. Sometimes on the weekends, just take a day trip and go drive somewhere. For vlog, what is this, 82? 8 more, and we'll kind of go over where the channel stands. I just, I'm happy anybody watches, to be honest with you. I don't know why anybody would find anything I've got to say interesting, but anyhow, just keep your head up, guys. If you're, feeling yourself getting down or something, get out and take a walk. Go experience some nature. I know we need to go camping. We need to get out, just take a break, go camping for a little bit. I'm fortunate that we got tons of campgrounds around our house. Within 30 to 45 minutes of our house, we can go camping around the lake or something and have they started building this new BNSF terminal, I think's what it is, out here in between Dorchester and Gunner. It's really in Gunner, I guess. And wow, I just saw the land where they cleared it for this. Man, that thing's gonna be massive anyhow. Squirrel. But we're just fortunate that we got plenty of campgrounds around us. We can go camping anytime we want if there's availability. And I'd love to go camping here pretty soon, and I can still, work in my same area. But I'd like to, I know we still want to do, what do y'all got planned for America's 250th or for our Route 66 100th anniversary? There's lots of things to celebrate this summer. So what's your plans? Getting out, getting on the road, gonna go do anything? With fuel prices, is that gonna prevent you? I don't know. I mean, that's why, unfortunately we can do it within 30, 45 minutes. We don't have to spend a ton of money driving somewhere, but especially when you're hauling an RV. But is that going to deter y'all from getting out and hitting the road and going to visit people or go celebrate, up in the Northeast or down in the Southwest or somewhere out in the middle? Who knows? Y'all comment what your plans are for vacation this year. Anybody got any good tips? If you've held on this long, then hopefully some of y'all got some good tips on how to cut down on all these spam calls. I keep getting all these spam calls and I'm tired of it. Wish I could cut down on, especially, between my business phone and my personal phone. I lose count each day how many calls I get that, are spam likely, or just numbers I don't recognize. Do you still answer the phone if you don't recognize the numbers? I know my wife won't. She don't recognize the numbers, she ain't answering. So, do telemarketers, anybody do telemarketing out there? I don't even know. The way I treat them on the phone, like, hey, give me your phone number, let me call you when I get home, or something, when you get home, I'll call you later when you get home so I can bother you. Or somebody said something like that one time. I just thought it was funny. But I've looked at a couple different ones, a couple of different ideas. Because talking about it, your phone hears you, and so now you'll get spammed with that on Facebook or Instagram. You'll get all these Guardio ads now. Try to hide your information, scrub the internet of your number, your address, your name, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Does any of that work? I have no idea. I'm so tired of all the scams out there. I've been scammed a few times now, buying stuff off these Instagram or Facebook. I got to stop doing that. Well, y'all, I don't know what else to bring up today. If anything else comes up, then you won't hear this part, but if anything doesn't come up, then I guess we'll just call it this, and if the Lord wills, we'll see you in the next vlog. God bless.